Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. It's Paulie, Esther here, and today's Thursday, so we had a dev stream today, and I'm going to condense that down for you and tell you what you really need to know from the dev stream today. So here we go. So they started out the stream by showing the Samination parody video, Dead by Daylight parody number 2, which is really cool. Please take some time to watch it. It's full of a lot of laughs and things you can relate to in the game. It'll tickle your funny bone. It's worth a watch, I promise you. 6.5 minutes long. I know Samination spent over a month on it. I asked him how many man hours he had into it, and he said he didn't even want to think about it. He was live streaming his animation every day for quite a long time, and I popped in on him about 6 or 7 times through the process and got to see some of the jokes as they were in the works, and he put a lot of effort into it. So please support it and watch it. It's worthwhile. Give him some love. And I didn't realize this, but I was a Patreon supporter of Samination, so my name ends up being in the end credits, which is pretty cool too. Anyway, check it out. Watch it. So they went over the results of the survey that they gave us. You'll remember this was a survey for how we felt about the Winter Solstice event, and they shared the results with us, and here they are. Over 18,000 people participated in it. It was rated as a 4 out of 5 stars on average. 8,700 people put in comments to add on to something that they wanted to say, to give feedback to the devs about it. Average playtime during the event was 49 hours. And then we ranked from 1 to 7 what we liked the best and the least of the event. So double blood points is obviously very important to people. That was the #1 thing. Then it went down through map decorations, the new item, which was the party starter. The new cosmetic for the killer was the frosty blue eyes. Blue eyes. The UI, decorations, and music was 5th. Winter gifts was 6th. That was the winter boxes on the blood web. And new achievements was last. So this will help them shape future events, I would imagine. So that was all very important to them, and thanks to everybody who participated in this survey. There is going to be another survey starting tomorrow, I believe, for the Saw chapter, where we're going to be able to participate in the new survey to tell them how we feel about the new chapter so far, and they're going to look at that information and see where to go with that. I'll put the link in this video tomorrow, or if you're following me on Twitter, I'll tweet it out, and then I'll give you all the link to that survey so you can participate in the new one for the Saw chapter. And 1.9.1 patch rolled out today. And before we go into the patch notes, I just want to touch on some of the visual changes that were made to the Gideon Meat Plant. You can see here that they put fake live video feeds on all the monitors in the security room instead of them all just being static, which is a nice change. They aren't actually live though, so the killer can't come and creep on you and see what other area of the map you're on, but it looks live, which is cool. And then we have Billy the puppet on a lot of the TVs around the map, which is a nice touch, so that even if it's another killer on this map, you still have that Billy element for the Jigsaw Saw chapter. I like that. And as they told us they were going to add last week, the poop heart is on the toilet tank in the bathroom. So that's pretty fun. And the golden toolbox is also on the map now. It was not on the map before, so I spent about 4 hours of my life looking for it. Futile. It was futile, but now it's there, and I found it fairly quickly. I'm going to show it here right now, so look away if you don't want to know where it is and you want to find it for yourself. So the image is up right now, and now you can resume looking if you want to go and find it for yourself. I won't spoil it. I've taken the image off the screen now. It's safe to watch the video again. Anyway, those are always fun to find. People ask me about the golden toolboxes. What is it? What is it? It's just an Easter egg. You can't actually grab it. It doesn't actually do anything. It doesn't really contain Ace's finger guns in it, although I wish that it did. It's just an Easter egg item. There are 9 of them in all. I have 3 other videos that are showing the locations of them. Maybe I should consolidate all of those videos now that it's spread out across 4 videos now with the Gideon map. But there are 9 golden toolboxes, 1 on each map ever since 2016 in October when the Haddonfield map came out with Michael Myers. There's been a golden toolbox on every map since. And it's just something fun to look for. It doesn't actually do anything. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that you and the devs both know where it is, and it's a fun little secret to hunt for. Secrets. Anyway. Okay, let's talk about those patch notes now. Okay, so for the patch notes, you'll see here, I mean, you can obviously read these in your own news if you've updated the game to 1.9.1. In the news, it'll tell you the patch notes here. Most notably, you'll see that they changed the screwed up openings that were happening in the treatment theater map. You may have seen Monto's video when he ran into a room expecting a doorway to be on the other side of the room, and it wasn't there. So they have fixed that, and apparently there was an issue that allowed survivors to vault faster from one side than the other. So they've fixed that to make it so that the same speed on both sides of a vault. And you know how we talked about last week that the deviousness scores were really low for the pig, so they have increased her scoring events to make that more fair. And the best news in the patch news for killers is that they have fixed the Huntress and the Nurse. The Nurse was bugged where she had a double delay, where if she had a successful hit, she would hit you and then wipe the blade and also get fatigued. So she had a double delay. That's corrected, which I'm kind of sad that I didn't wait a week to do her Artistic Mori project, because all of her hits in the Artistic Mori project have that double delay. We decided to go ahead with it because we didn't know how long it would take them to roll out the patch. But I guess it immortalizes that screw up on the Nurse that was there at that time. But it is what it is. And the Huntress also had a thing where if she put away her hatchet, it would slow her down. That's been fixed. The hatch was spawning halfway inside the wall sometimes on the new map, and that's been corrected. There was a sweet spot where the pig could drop somebody at the exit with reverse bear trap on their head and get an instant kill. And that has now been corrected, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Anyway, I think that about covers it for all of these patch notes. You can read them on your own game or here pausing the video to see if there's anything else notable. But I'm sure killers are very happy after a week of suffering, maybe not even playing their main killers. Have you seen Hybrid Panda's video where he tried to play that Nurse with the double delay? It was brutal to watch him suffer through that. She was arguably unplayable. True Talent said she was broken. Anyway, she's fixed now. That's the best news for everyone. And then for this week's guest, they brought in Damien, who is a digital designer. And Damien showed us how they crafted cosmetics for the characters. And you could see how it goes from this pattern, laying a pattern onto a torso, to the 3D model, as well as how they would even sculpt a character's face in ZBrush, where you'd have something go from this to this in 45 minutes if you are a skilled modeling designer of digital arts, obviously. But that was pretty interesting. It was time-lapse, of course, to show how they would do all the sculpting of the model for a new character head. As always, with these guests that come onto the stream, I'll let you go back and look and see if that's something you're interested in. If you want to see how to digitally sculpt characters in video games with ZBrush, you can go back and watch their stream. But to me, that's not part of the news. It was interesting, but it's not news. So in with this digital designer, I have a feeling that the reason they brought the designer on to show how cosmetics are made is that we may have a new cosmetic pack coming out. If you look at the Steam database, we can see that yesterday a new DLC was added to the game. Obviously, it isn't for sale yet. We don't know what it is. It's been kept secret, but there is a DLC that's been added to the game. If I'm guessing, I think it might be a new cosmetic pack. It kind of goes in line with the guests that we had. We know that they said that cosmetics are coming soon. I don't think it's going to be a chapter this close to the Saw release. a cosmetic pack makes sense. They were also asked, when is the next community event? And Not Queen replied that it has already been planned. So what would we be looking at for events, things that would happen? We know that the devs embrace the Chinese community. We had a Chinese New Year last year event. That's on February 16th this year. So we could see in 2 weeks perhaps a cosmetic release at the same time as a Chinese New Year event. That would be my guess. I have no idea for sure. All I could say is based on this evidence, we know something's been inserted and will be made available to us at some point. Looking at the data on the app in the Steam database, it looks very similar to previous cosmetic packs in structure, like the head case. So I have a feeling it's a cosmetic pack, which I know we're all really looking forward to. I really hope that it is, especially given the different sneaks that not even sneaks, concept art that we had for Feng Min and David. Let's hope some of those are in there. All the characters that have no cosmetics, especially the Hag. The Hag's been around since 2016, and she just got her first cosmetic this winter. Come on, give us something, please. I want that red dress. I know you all do too. Okay, so let's see what happens. I think it's probably going to be a Chinese New Year event, especially a couple of weeks ago I asked, could we get a red and gold outfit for Feng Min for Chinese New Year, or something for Feng Min for Chinese New Year, and Matthew said, that'd be really cool, wouldn't it? Like, and the way he said it made me think they have something planned for Chinese New Year. That's my gut feeling. I may be completely off base, but that's what I think is coming. Time will tell. And that's all I have for you this week. It was pretty light on content. There was a lot of what I would call the fluff piece, where they show behind the scenes, get down deep into the creative process of the game. But again, it isn't really news. Watch either the Dead by Daylight YouTube channel, or you can go back on their Twitch if you want to watch that whole presentation. I felt really bad for Damien. He looked uncomfortable on camera, and then the program was giving them problems on top of it, which didn't help, I'm sure, for his comfort zone. But all in all, it wound up being a great presentation. Thanks for sharing that stuff with us, Damien. Have a great day. And all of you out there, you have a great day too. Get in there. Go look for that golden toolbox. Go appreciate all the new aesthetic elements in the map. And nurses and huntresses, get to killing. We'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.